Hello and welcome to Bayonne Today. The show that you're about to see, I think you will find not only interesting, you probably will come away with knowledge about fruits, vegetables, and Bayonne that you never ever knew before. I often spend some time trying to come up with guests that I think you would find to be interesting, and also people that are giving back to the community. In one instance, it took maybe one or two rides down into Bergen Point Village to notice that something very exciting was happening. And what was happening is that one of the old storefronts was being transformed into what turned out to be one of the most adorable, remarkably inviting storefronts that you'll find in Bergen Point Village. And today, I happen to have with me the man whose concept is has taken us all by storm, and he is
Jon Panno.
Jon Panno. And if you have stepped into his shop, which he calls
Produce Mart, Bergen Point.
There you go.
Should be Bergen Point Village.
It should be Bergen Point Village, but we're working on that.
Right.
If you step into the shop, you probably will be overwhelmed at the selection of fruits and vegetables that he has, and also other items that he has started to bring in. I believe it's because did customers request it?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about you, Jon. Tell me, where do you live?
I live in Bayonne. I've been here basically all my life. My family and I have had businesses here. Went to school at Assumption, St. Mary's in Marist.
Okay.
Graduated from Marist in '87.
Okay.
And went directly into the produce business after that.
Okay, and the reason he might have gone into the produce business is because it's kind of in his genes. And I don't mean blue jeans. I mean his family heritage
Yes.
is all about fruits, vegetables, and produce.
Yep. I'm fourth generation, actually. This year will make... being in the wholesale business, 98 years for my family, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, my grandfather started in 1919, I believe.
Okay, so if you're wondering about Jon's grandfather, I do believe the picture we have behind us comes directly from the shop. And if you can't see it today on television, you'll have to stop in and you'll get the history behind it. But here I can read Carlo Panno Fruit Company, packers and shippers. And you said that this was down in Florida?
No, this was California, Pico, actually.
Oh,
Pico.
This is California.
Yeah, Pico,
okay.
California.
Pico, California. Go ahead.
We had family members that after they settled in the United States, traveled into different areas. We went into Florida, Chicago, California, and we're all in the produce business. Some were growers. This particular place, it was a packing plant for citrus, predominantly oranges. They packed a lot of stuff for the military during the war. That was that was their main customer, if you want to say, for them. And my dad actually worked there for 3 years when he was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, he went out there. They transferred my dad a few different places to learn the business at all different levels. Mm-hmm. And then he eventually ended up coming back, I guess, when he was probably about 19 or 20, and went into the market in Manhattan, downtown, which I can't remember the name of the market right now, but we're basically around where the Twin Towers is right now.
Okay, so the date on this particular picture is 1947.
Correct.
Alrighty. So Carlo was
my was my grandfather's brother.
Okay.
So it was my father's
Uncle Carlo.
Yes, exactly. And we do have another Uncle Carlo in Sicily, and that's where we're actually fourth generation and possibly fifth generation. We were very large lemon growers in Sicily.
Well, that was a question that I was about to ask, but you've answered it. You've answered it already.
Okay.
So your family came from Sicily.
Correct.
To the United States.
Yes.
Brought with them the knowledge they had about lemons.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then came here and started to expand on their produce business.
Correct. A few brothers came over earlier, and then they all started getting into the business. And then, like I said, they started going to different parts of the United States and having different aspects of the business.
Now, were they growers?
Here they weren't growers too much. In Florida, I think we had about 100 acres, which back then was a little bit more of a big deal. Today, that's very small by farmer standards.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, but we've always been into citrus. That's been a large part of our business.
Oh, really?
Oranges, lemons, and in Florida, I believe we had a very large avocado grove.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they still now avocado?
All the farms are gone.
The farms are gone.
Packing houses, they're all the land is too valuable. If you know anything about Pico or Coachella Valley, it's the properties become valuable many years ago. So it's
So real estate, which of course is what I'm familiar with. So basically, real estate kind of pushed out
correct.
those old time farmers who were
Right.
growing.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
There really aren't a lot of small farmers. New Jersey is actually unique that we do have smaller farmers. Most of your farmers are very big corporations today that are growing the product.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, okay, obviously, I mean, there was a lemon here that you showed me before. Okay. So this is not your typical lemon.
No, this is a Meyer lemon.
This is a Meyer lemon, okay? Now, the color of it is are the colors always more vibrant and rich?
Yes, they are. This is, I would say the taste is similar of a cross between like a lemon and an orange.
Really?
And what I would say a lot of people use these for now is they like infuse their water. So instead of putting lemon or lime in their water, they'll put a Meyer lemon and it has a different flavor. I spoke to a woman I saw the other day. She said she makes pie with the lemon because it gives it a sweeter flavor.
Yes, I've seen that in recipes.
I'm not a chef by any stretch of the imagination,
that's
but
okay.
it's actually very interesting to hear feedback from the customers what they do with the product. It's actually a lot of fun. We've been bringing Brussels sprouts in, and I think I must have about 9 different Brussels sprout recipes. It's
okay. Well, Brussels sprouts, for some strange reason, and I think I've mentioned this before, I wasn't feeling well during the holiday season, so I had to take a couple days off. And on television, I must have learned 15 different ways to make Brussels sprouts.
Right.
And for some reason, they were pushing them. Now I'm noticing it with avocados. Like every time you look at the TV.
Right.
Now, when advertising on television obviously can boost your sales.
Of course.
Okay. And they're seasonal items? Is that why they might push a particular fruit or vegetable?
Well, when you take avocados, has become an extremely profitable item.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Very rarely do avocados go below $35, $40 a case, just to put in perspective, which to the lay person that may not seem, but a box of fruit goes 18, 22, 24. There's been times avocados hit $90, $100 a case, so it's a very profitable crop.
Oh, really?
And that's very, they're big farms and they want to make a lot of money.
Okay, all righty. Now, do you ever actually go to a farm, or do you go to another place? Where do you get your stuff from?
Hunts Point up in the Bronx.
Okay.
Basically, in this area, there's 2 places you can pick up. You can either go down to Philadelphia, which their market is actually much smaller than ours, or you would go to Hunts Point. But Hunts Point is probably one of the best markets in the world because there's such an abundance of product because there's so many large supermarkets in the area. And we get a lot of people say, well, how do you sell everything for the prices that you do? Supermarkets have a lot of overages. They have commitments to buy certain product, and when they overbuy, it goes to the market. The nickname is the dumping ground. Not that the product is bad,
okay,
but because they need somewhere to alleviate the inventory. So that's where our deals come in.
So the inventory, okay, so it's not like a regular store where you have canned goods or goods packed in bottles. I mean, this stuff has to move.
Oh, 100%. And our format, our philosophy is most of the time there are very few items in the store either more than $1 a pound or $1 each. We do go above it sometimes when we have to, but I would say if you walked in my store right now, probably 80% or more of the product is $1 or less.
Yes, you mentioned that. You mentioned that you try to keep the price points not only very reasonable, but it's kind of an easy kind of shopping experience.
It's a great shopping experience because if you come in, you might say, I really want to spend $10.
Okay.
If you pick up 10 items, there's no surprises.
Okay.
You're going up to the counter and you're spending $10. And the best part of being in my business is when someone comes up to the counter and they say, "That's all." It's very rewarding. It really is when people do that.
Now I have to say that your smile, okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. This isn't only about fruits and vegetables. Okay. Just so that you get that, alrighty. You have someone here who is a very, very important part of our town moving forward, and of us starting to think a little differently about not only the town, about ourselves, about our health.
100%.
And a real champion for small businesses. Now, he's not a stranger to Bayonne, nor to the vegetable, what can I say, kind of spreading it out all over town. So tell us what else you do here in town with your produce?
Well, I've been supplying many of the restaurants in Bayonne for approximately 30 years. And my passion was always retail. I've had other stores, and I just really wanted something special. I really did something. And I've been looking down in Bergen Point for a long time, but I've just been waiting for the right opportunity, for the right size, the right rent, the perfect storm for me to open up a store. And the opportunity presented itself, and I was very excited. As a matter of fact, if you walk by my store during the renovations, I did have a sign up there. I said, I'm just honored that I could finally get to do this. It's something I've been wanting to do for probably about 15 years.
And how did you seed your future using, kind of a recycling of what the store was before? Now, before the store was an antique shop.
It was an antique shop with many different types of goods. It really wasn't just antiques.
It wasn't all antiques, no.
Basically, one of my responsibilities, because I did end up getting a great lease and a great opportunity to be there, was basically to get rid of all of this product. And it was very hard work, but it was so much fun. It really was. My daughter, Madison, she was there with me sometimes 12 and 13-hour days. And basically, we sold every item in the store for $1 pretty much, and less.
Okay, so this was interesting, because when Jon told me how he cleared that store out, because if anyone remembers what it looked like, it was packed to the gills.
Packed to the rafters.
I mean, it was.
It was crazy.
You couldn't even imagine going in there trying to find anything, because they had so much stuff.
It was like an episode of Hoarders. It really was.
It was
crazy.
You said Hoarders. I thought Hoarders, but I didn't want to say it.
It really was, and the basement was even full too. That was about 1,500 square feet filled to the roof.
Okay, so part of your deal and part of what you agreed on, so in town, lots of times we can find the perfect thing, but it requires a little bit of work. So you agreed with them that you would take the space on, and then you would purge it of everything there, and came up with the concept to just have people come in, pick what they wanted, and you said to them,
$1.
It's $1.
Same concept I have for my business. I used for
I noticed
all this other merchandise.
I noticed that.
My price point is always, I try to be at $1. So I said, well, this product doesn't cost me anything. It's only going to help pay Madison. Got most of the money.
Good for Madison. Congratulations, Madison.
And a little bit of electric and whatever we were there. We really didn't make any profit doing it, but like I told you in conversation before, the best thing was we really got to meet everybody in the community.
Listen, business owners, listen to this.
Everybody walked away happy. It was a win-win situation for everybody. It really was, and it was. I really, and some of those people are my customers now, and they still talk about what a great deal they got. I remember I had this one guy, Alan, came in. He bought a $125 sterling tea set. He goes, Jon, how much is this? I go, what'd I tell you? Everything's $1. He goes, are you crazy? I said, yeah, just take it, get it out of here. So there was a lot of happy people that came.
So you created a lot of happy people before you even brought your business into town, okay? Right. And everyone got to meet you, which is, to me, I took my grandchildren shopping this past weekend, and I took them into a store, and one of the salespeople came over and really engaged us. And I said to the woman, do you realize that some of the children will never know what that experience is? Because everyone shops online now.
Correct.
And they didn't understand that the human connection, which to me, I still have to believe that we can still hold on to that. Though we talked about how you're using Facebook.
Yes, Facebook has been very effective, and honestly, I've been overwhelmed. I mean, people have just been so kind. They really have been. I don't know any other way to say it. It's just it's really been overwhelming, and it's exciting. I'm on my phone all the time, and so many great things are being said about the store, and it really really invigorates. I work almost 100 hours a week, and I'm never tired, and I always love what I do, and it's just great. It really is. I have a great time down there. I really do.
So you've incorporated old 4th, 5th generation values of business and community service, I would say, and you've incorporated technology and the year that we're in, which it's 2017. I mean, I can say that.
Right.
But nothing replaces the human touch or the human interaction.
I agree, and I enjoy it.
And you enjoy it. Okay.
I talk too much sometimes. You know that.
Well, you're a talker.
You know when you came in. You know.
Well, the thing is, I mean, obviously, sometimes I pre-interview, and I said, let me go in and let me meet Jon, and I met Mike. I mean, if you go in, you'll meet Mike. He's an awful lot of fun. He's kind of the straight man, all right, and he gives you the stage. I know.
Yes, without a doubt.
Yes, but Jon was so welcoming and so excited about what he was doing and excited about the community that, of course, once we talked, we found out we really were one degree of separation from knowing someone, and someone down in Bergen Point.
Right.
And the only time that can happen is through the human interaction of people talking and kind of returning back to a little bit of the way things used to be.
Correct.
Which to me, Bayonne, a lot of change is tricky, but we can finesse it in such a way that I really feel that you have a business model here, and you're just what you're putting out there is a sign that someone younger still has that spirit in them, and not only technology will rule what you do.
Can't agree more.
Okay, so in that respect, the store itself, of course, is filled with all types of fruits and vegetables, some of which I didn't even know what they were. Obviously, we can point out, if you'd like to point out, I know what these are. You have mangoes, you have anise, you have cauliflower, avocado. These tiny little pears, I hope I can grab one. I've never seen these before. So
those are Seckel pears. It's a crisper type of pear, and I wouldn't even know if you would necessarily call them sweet. It's a little bit more of like a tart sweet type of pear. Yes.
And the size is always
they're always that size.
Like
yes.
a little mini pear.
You have Seckles, and then when you go up to the next size, you have Forelli pears, which is a little bit bigger, and then you start to get into your normal size pears. But that's how they basically grow.
Okay. And are these seasonal? Do you have these most of the time?
It's very hard to say what is seasonal anymore.
Okay.
The product comes from so many different places, and honestly, the product that's coming out of other places besides the United States, the quality is there now.
Really?
It wasn't years ago.
Okay.
It is now. Most of it is almost, if not better than the United States. It's a lot of American farmer, a lot of American technology, the proper seed, they really do pretty much everything right. I would say the peaches and nectarines are actually better now than they were in the summer. Yeah, they're very good. I mean, we had a bad crop on both this year for most of the United States.
Okay.
But now they're firm. They got great flavor. They're crisp. They got beautiful color.
So gone is the day when your mother waited for the watermelons
Correct.
to be 4 cents a pound. Do you remember back in the day? wait till it's cheaper, and then the watermelon was 4 cents a pound, and then you bought the giant watermelon. So now the seasons really have kind of blurred into a shopping opportunity to have all kinds of fruits
Correct.
and vegetables all year.
When I first started, we would only get November and December. We would get strawberries from overseas. It was from not Australia, New Zealand. We would only get strawberries from New Zealand. They would come in very small containers, and that's what you would get for 2 months. Now, you're inundated. We've been selling strawberries most of the time. We've been having them. They've been between $1, at most $1.50. So there's an abundance. There's really no shortage of berries in the winter for that reason.
That's another thing. That's true. You used to only get berries. I mean, I'm aging myself here, but truthfully, you understand.
I understand.
Okay. So your knowledge of fruits and vegetables, did you go to college for this, or is it all hands-on learning?
No, my dad taught me everything I know, and I'm extremely grateful to him.
Okay.
When I was younger, this wasn't my original plan. I love architecture. I wanted to get into either engineering or something along those lines. But I got dragged in. I went to the market. I've been going to the market with my dad since I'm 6 years old. And I love the feeling of getting a deal, and I love the feeling every morning when I wake up and I put my post for Facebook, and I'm like, people's heads got to be spinning. How are you selling a pint of blueberries for $1 in a $5 market?
Okay.
And that excites me. And
Okay.
that's what always keeps me going.
So it's the art of the deal, too.
The art of the deal, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So now, when you talk about going to the market, is this like a 3 o'clock in the morning kind of thing?
No, we leave very early. Just our buying process, and my dad does come up with me still. My dad is 83, and he still comes. He actually loads a truck, believe it or not.
He does?
It's crazy. It's nuts. He's strong as an ox.
And your dad's name?
My dad is his real name is Gaetano. Everybody knows him as Tom.
Tom.
And he comes up to the market with me, and it's like I say we're Lewis and Clark. We split off and we go explore, and we both get information. We talk to different salesmen. Believe it or not, it's hard to explain. There is a vibe in the market that you can tell where certain items are going. You know, when certain people are handling an item, where the market is going price-wise, availability-wise. When you start to walk around, you talk to the salesman a little bit. You can kind of get an idea of supply and demand when you're up there, and then you make your choices based upon that. You know which firms can get rid of. Let's just say if one firm has a trailer load of cello carrots they're looking to unload, well, they're going to have them 2 days later, so you wait, and that's how you get the deal. Or every deal is different, and that is why it's exciting. You know, but getting back to what I was saying, my dad will go off in one direction. I do a little bit of paperwork in the truck. He goes around, he scouts, he gives me all the information, basically what's around the market, and then I come in and I start buying. And that just the buying is approximately a 6-hour process.
Really?
Yeah, we leave Bayonne at about 6 o'clock at night, and we get back around 3 in the morning.
Oh, so it's taking place at that time.
Yes, because remember, we have to have the stuff on the stands by 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
so
good.
It's unloading the truck, it's making signs, it's getting everything up on the stands. So the consumer comes in the morning and the product is there. So
what time do you open?
8 o'clock.
You open at 8.
Yes.
Oh, this is stuff we should know.
Yes.
You open at 8, and what time do you close?
8 to 8, Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
And Sunday is 9 to 6. But those hours would definitely be extended once we get into warmer weather.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Probably an hour in each direction. Probably like 7 to 9. Once we
Now, I have to let you know that while I was there, I mean, I visit a lot of businesses in town. The door, it was opening and closing constantly. There were so many people coming in and out, in and out, in and out. It was an amazing thing to see. I mean, we were chatting away, but it was really, it kind of goes against, I can't find parking, how am I going to get there, how am I going to this, how am I going to that. People found a way to get to that store.
Right.
You know, and there are no huge lots down in Bergen Point.
Correct.
I mean, you do have parking over on Fifth.
Fifth, yeah.
You know, that you can kind of pull in and out. But the area itself has become blessed with the most remarkable businesses. And of course, we can mention some of the other businesses in your area.
Sure, Chris, very good friend of mine.
Chris from Mona Lisa.
From Mona Lisa.
Okay.
I've been supplying him since the day he opened his doors.
Oh, really?
I was with him when he was just in the one building.
Okay.
And great guy, he really is. We've become friends. You know, he's actually my landlord in the new building.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. That's how I ended up getting such a great opportunity. He really took care of me. If anybody knows him, they know what a great guy he is.
Well, he and his wife have put so much into...
Yes, and she has the Dance With Me studio.
Yes, I sold her that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that formerly it was
Maloney's.
It was Maloney's.
Then it was the meeting place, I believe.
It was.
Am I wrong?
It was a real estate agency
Correct.
for a while.
Right.
And the reason I always bring these things up to everyone is because it seems like we get very nervous when we start to see the brown paper go up on windows in town, but I'm finding that more and more a new store is coming in right away, or a new concept is coming in right away.
That's what you need. You need a new concept. The day of a retailer opening the doors and expecting people to come through the door and spend money, it's not like it used to be.
Okay.
You have to be very creative.
Okay.
And you really have to have a good business model. You really do. And like you said, I feel, I guess like most people do, that my business model is a good model because people love to save money and they love to get great product and great value. So it's a pretty simple model of mine, but she opened up a beautiful dance studio. Chris opened up a full-line pizzeria with, I don't know if anybody's ever been in the Da Vinci room. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yes,
gorgeous.
it's beautiful.
You know? So he's doing something different, you know. And Fran is a friend of mine down at Butero's Amici's.
Okay, and that's had quite a few makeovers.
Yes.
But still, now it seems like it's really sticking.
He's doing country, which is. He reinvented himself. And
he was a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll. Okay? It seems like the country's like really like holding on.
Yes.
And I see that on Facebook all the time,
Correct.
which would kind of, you know, if you're not on Facebook, I mean, you're missing some opportunities because there's stuff going on in town that I kind of sense like a beat, like the heartbeat of the
100%.
town is really starting to pump. And it's because of the people that come on Bayonne today and want you to know they love Bayonne. They love sharing their passion with you. And because Jon has so many hats that he wears, he needs 2 shows. And we'll be doing another show with Jon. and we're going to delve a little bit deeper into who he is and
My motivation.
his true motivation, or what he's willing to tell us actually about what his real passion is for business and people and asparagus. Does that work?
I guess.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Broccoli rabe.
Broccoli rabe. Okay.
When it's done right, it's incredible.
Okay.
It really is.
And that would be with.
Artichokes too, though.
I love artichokes,
tough.
but there's so much work.
They are, but I don't cook them, so it doesn't matter. I just go eat them.
Oh, okay. Well, you had the best artichokes when I was there. The last time I was there, they were beautiful.
Those are desert artichokes.
Desert artichokes.
Yeah, you have desert artichokes, and you have. I don't think I have any here.
No, I didn't see any.
You have a desert artichoke is the true original artichoke, and basically, if you're picking out artichoke and there's thorns on it, that's the true artichoke. It should be pointy.
And then you clip them off.
Correct.
Okay,
right.
in order to prepare
Right. Well,
them.
and even if you have the globe artichoke, which is the round variety, that doesn't have as much meat. It's just that fills in the season more so when there's not as many desert artichokes around. It can be grown in different climates, different areas. So.
Okay, so desert artichokes are really from the.
Are the best, yeah.
They're from the desert.
No, it's just the name of them. They're grown in California. Castroville, California, is the artichoke capital of the world.
Really?
Yeah, they grow so many. It's
Okay.
incredible. And Andy Boy, which is the Rob, and Ocean Mist, which is the other company, they grow probably 90% of all the artichokes. Yeah. It's
So when you're in the store, do you take things home to cook, or who does the cooking?
I really don't eat much cooked food, to be honest with you. I eat a lot of vegetables. I eat a lot of fruit during the day, yogurt. I go out to eat when I do eat, to be honest with you.
Okay. Alrighty. So we're probably getting close to wrapping up this show, and then we're going to delve a little bit deeper into the store and some of the decorations in the store and your partner. We have to give
Mike, of course.
Mike, and also who did the decorating?
Oh, Jesse.
Jesse. We
I
can't
don't get in
forget
trouble on that
Jesse.
one. Yeah.
So we're going to come back and we'll fill you in. So stay tuned to part 2 of Jon and Bergen Point Village.
Village,
Could
yes.
you please make it Bergen Point?
I'm going to have to get the sign guy back.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
sorry about that. I didn't know.
It's okay. Take care and eat your vegetables.